Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Paphos project. Today I'm going to be starting the demolition of this beautiful pale pink bathroom from the 1970s that's not only dated terribly but really isn't the style that I'm going for in the house. First thing I need to do is get rid of this cupboard at the back because that's where the new shower is going to go. So, time to crack on. So it turns out there is a concrete slab underneath the cupboard. I need to get that out so that I can have a level floor to accept the new shower tray when that comes in. The little jackhammer power hammer thing has been an absolute godsend and made this work so much easier than trying to do it by hand with a hammer and chisel. Hi, so at the moment I'm working on the bathroom demolition. We've done the wall in the lounge and this is the next job. We have not yet achieved tears, however at this point sweat and blood are definitely the thing being given to the house renovations. It's nothing major, it's just some of the tiles that pinged off. It's too hot to wear a full boiler suit. The house inside's got to be 35 degrees. So it's nothing major, it's just little tiny little marks. It's fine. But yeah, blood, sweat, and hopefully no tears. Stage 1 complete. In a bit of a major win, I've actually found that there are water fixtures at the back of the old cupboard that I've just ripped out, which is a huge win because it means that we don't need to run new plumbing lines for the shower that's going to be going in here. Well, we had a minor issue. So I hadn't switched off all the water mains because I wasn't planning on actually going near any of the water outlets. But after the sink off, the hot water outlet fell off. Like quite literally, I moved it a little bit and it just fell off. And this is the reason why. I don't know why you can see that, but that is just rust. That was being held on with hopes and prayers. So, fun, had to run upstairs onto the roof and turn everything off. But it's all good. Minor flooding, very little. Luckily it was the hot water, so it was easy done. With the tiles themselves finally off, it's time to try and get rid of some of the substrate. Now this was placed on, in some areas, a few mil, in other areas nearly an inch thick, so using the jackhammer again to get rid of as much of it as I possibly can to get me back to a just concrete base in order to get a new layer put on when I put the new tiles on. So this is progress after the first week. I've managed to get rid of all of the tiles from the wall. There is still a bit of substrate to get rid of, but we'll deal with that later. Next week I have to get rid of the shower base and the shower fittings and the toilet as well as the floor tiles. So quite a bit of work still left to do. And here you can see the ever-growing pile of rubbish underneath my balcony. I still can't get a skip delivered, so this is my only option at the moment. I have tried to secure it as best as possible so we don't get random people walking underneath as I throw stuff off it. As you can see, I'm a little sweaty and a little dirty, but it's been a good week, got a lot done. So I'm actually quite proud of what I've got done. I desperately need to shave. But going out tomorrow night with some friends, I think a well-earned night out. See you later. With the solar panels and inverter fully set up and installed, I needed to get a new box fitted by Alex and his team that will actually have enough space to house the new smart meter and all of the other gubbins that are required to generate electricity onto the grid. And another quick update on the road. We are now at the next phase where the guys are laying an additional layer of rebar and another layer of concrete. Hopefully soon the cobblestones will come in.
So while I am planning on keeping this door, I'm doing some work with it. In the meantime, it's kind of blocking a good 4 inches worth of space for me to get through with the wheelbarrow. So I'm going to take it down now. So I'm going to try to while I'm trying to save it. Also, this is not the noise I want during my evenings.
Sorry about the sudden change in angle here and the kind of crappy shot after that. I must have pulled the tripod slightly with the cable for the power hammer. So, today we managed to finally get rid of the shower, underneath which I found just this huge pile of crap that was been laid in there, and then had a bunch of shitty concrete slapped over the top of it. And then the shower pumps on top. So I had to drill hammer all of that out, keeping in mind that right there is the pillar to the edge of the house. So squeaky bum time, but nothing's falling down and everything seems okay. And we're ready now to get it fixed up. Here we go, today's the day. Unfortunately, I realized that the floor tiles are going to have to go because there isn't enough there to cover the extra space. And what there is has been cut in a way that doesn't really work with everything. So, but yes, big day. The pig toilet's gotta go. So,
I have to empty everything and then disconnect it, seal up the exit valve pipe thing so I don't have direct sewer air coming out, and then all the floor tiles have to go. Lots of fun today. Lots of dusty fun in the Cyprus sun.
Hi, look, just wanted to quickly point something out. I appreciate nobody likes vertical videos on YouTube, neither do I wish I could do landscapes. But this bathroom is just not big enough for me to be able to do that. I can't put the camera far enough away to actually get any decent views of the work that I'm doing. So while I'm in here, it's going to be quite a few vertical shots. I'll do my best to try and get good aspect ratios where I can. So thanks for putting up with it. Sorry about the bad look, but I'm doing my best.
Alright, so unfortunately, whoever installed this toilet wanted it to be here forever. So instead of just putting a bead of silicone around the edge, they have mortared it in fully to the ground, as well as tile on top of that mortar by the looks of it. So after a bit of an attempt to try and get it out, it's not going to work. I'm going to use the hammer. I'm going to try and get around the edge so I don't smash up the toilet. So I don't really want to shatter any of it and have pooey stuff all over the bathroom. Ideally, I want to be able to lift it out, seal the hole, and then get on with the rest of the floor. So fresh mask, wish me luck. Oh, that went very, very easily. What's really interesting is it turns out the tiles that are in the hallway are actually still under here. So I have two sets of tiles on the floor, which actually is a huge pain in the ass. But we'll deal with that in a minute. First, we have to get to the bathroom.
So in the end, this toilet actually came up really easily. As you can see, I managed to pull it out without spilling the nasty toilet water all over the floor. And I just put a couple of bags over the end of the pipe. You can see that the bag's filling up straight away with that lovely smelly methane coming straight out of the sewer. It wasn't too bad, but I'm really glad that I put the bags on top because that would have absolutely stank the entire house out within an hour or so.
So after having taken out the first load of tiles, it turns out underneath that set of tiles in the bathroom is a full floor of the same tiles. So I thought I was pretty much done. I'm now going to remove another full floor of tiles, although this one's coming up relatively easily, touch wood. So we keep going. Well, here we go. After a week's worth of very sweaty and at times really quite unpleasant work, the pink bathroom is truly no more. We now have the closest thing to a blank canvas that we're going to get for the new bathroom. Woohoo! Thanks for everyone watching. Hopefully next time you see this place, it's gonna look a million times better.